Welcome back to our Steelers draft series where we explore the top selection of each year in Steelers history. Today we start in 1950 with former Slash player Lynn Shadnoy from Michigan State. Shadnoy was a threat to score from anywhere on the field and one of the best kick returners in Steelers history. In fact, he still holds the third highest kick return average of any player in NFL history. In 1951, the Steelers selected back Butch Avinger from Alabama. He would play one season with the Giants and never play for the Steelers. In 1952, the Steelers would select Maryland running back Ed Modzelewski. Modzelewski briefly played for the Steelers, but had his best seasons playing for the Cleveland Browns in the 1950s. In 1953, the Steelers would select quarterback Ted Marchibroda from Detroit Mercy. Marchibroda would play 3 seasons with the Steelers and start 12 games in 1956. However, in NFL lore, Marchibroda is best known as serving as the head coach of the Colts for 12 seasons. In 1954, the Steelers selected running back Johnny Latner from Notre Dame. After Doc Blanchard in 1946, he was the second Heisman Trophy winner drafted by the Steelers in the first round. Latner remains the only Heisman Trophy winner to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his grandson, Robert Spillane, played for the Steelers as well. In 1955, the Steelers drafted offensive tackle Frank Verricchione from Notre Dame. Verricchione played 6 seasons with the Steelers and made 4 Pro Bowls, and would ultimately make 5 Pro Bowls in his NFL career. In 1956, the Steelers had their second first overall selection in team history. They would use that selection on defensive back Gary Glick from Colorado State. Glick would play briefly with the Steelers, but the Steelers also had a second first round selection that season, back Art Davis from Mississippi State. Davis was unfortunately routinely injured and would only last one season with the Steelers. In 1957, the Steelers would use their first pick on quarterback Lynn Dawson from Purdue. Dawson lasted briefly with the Steelers and then would go to the Browns and then would make his Hall of Fame career with the Kansas City Chiefs. In 1958, the Steelers would use their first selection on running back Larry Krutko, but that selection wouldn't come until the second round. Krutko would only play 3 seasons in the NFL, all with Pittsburgh. And finally, in 1959, the Steelers would not select until the 8th round of the draft. 91st overall pick was halfback and defensive back from Purdue, Tom Barnett. Barnett would only play 2 seasons with the Steelers and would retire after 1960. Join us tomorrow as we look to the first selections of the Steelers in the 1960s.